there, people. It's time to explore the pit of me with this self-aware readers tag. It's me, your girl, your Casey. How you doing? So, we're gonna talk about me and all the little reading tidbits that are interwoven into my very being. So let's go ahead and jump into the jazz. I got the questions all pulled up on the handy dandy laptop that I stole from the editor. How did you? And now we're gonna get on to the first question. What most draws you into a novel or story and makes you want to keep reading? Plot, characters, writing style, atmosphere, something else? I'll tell you the least thing that draws me into a book: the atmosphere. I don't care. I want drama. I'm a very character reader. I want a person whose mission and revenge and quest, just existence, I can get behind. Plot is like second to me. Plot's very important too. But if I'm not feeling the character, then I'm not feeling the book. And then I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Honestly, I don't even need a plot as long as I really like the main character. Like The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. Plot doesn't kick in until like around the last fourth of this like gigantic 700 or 800 page book. But I loved Theo, the main character, so much. I was just happy living his childhood with him, his teenage years, eventually his adulthood. It was great. Number 2, what is a convention or trope that will immediately turn you off in your reading experience with a novel or story? So I watched a little bit of the K-drama Sweet Home because it's from a webtoon I really love, and it seems like it's going towards this trope. I have not finished the Sweet Home webtoon yet, so I don't know if this trope is also in the actual webtoon, but the show is like going in that direction. It's when, in a dystopian, it's when the government creates a plague. That's my least favorite thing ever, because I've seen it done so many times. Like, oh, we have to create a plague to curb the population. Bye! Make it a cool plague. A werewolf plague, mutant plague. Like Sweet Home, the webtoon, it's like, well, does that classify as a plague? It's people turning into monsters for some reason. That one's interesting, because like the monsters correspond with your desire. One good example is like Priory of the Orange Tree. They have a plague in that book. I think it's like a draconic plague. And like, yeah, you get sick and die, but if you get like a really bad case, then like the evil dragons can speak through you. So if there's a plague in the book, I want it really unique. And I don't want it to be made in some government lab. I want it to be a natural occurrence. It's a really specific trope, but it annoys me every time I see it. The first time I read about it was in the Legend series, and I was done after that. What most appealed to you when reading nonfiction? I don't read nonfiction. Skipping it. What is a convention or trope in nonfiction that would turn you off? I don't read nonfiction. I should probably look at tag questions before I decide to do them. But I like the surprise. How about this? Why don't I read nonfiction? A disturbing lack of dragons. Next, question 5. Would you say you read more for pleasure and enjoyment or more to learn and exercise your brain? So honestly, being an AuthorTube channel too, but mostly booktube, it's like 70-30. Reading books have honestly really helped my writing style because I've gotten to see what I like and what I don't like out in the wild. So definitely a learning aspect, but I want to enjoy it so much. Like that's the chief reason. I want to fall in love. I want to be betrayed. I want drama. Which type of books are you likely to rate more highly and enjoy more overall? Brain candy, pleasure and enjoyment, or brain protein, learning and exercise books? I'm tired of learning exercise books. I'm in college right now. I'm in my senior year. I don't recommend it. So I want all the candy. Give it to me. Yum, yum, yum. It's fascinating. I love it. You know, I've actually gotten a lot of flack for like only reading fiction. Like, I can't understand anyone who doesn't read to benefit themselves and to better humanity's plight in this world. You're a villain. You would be the villain in a fiction book. I can tell you that right now. I'ma read what I want to read. Yes, yes. We can all get behind that. If one of you out there really needed to hear that message, go read what you want to read. Don't read Kafka on the Shore. I forbid that. Everything except that. Do you have a sense early on of whether or not the book you're reading will be a 5-star read or a book you just really like? Has a book ever surprised you in this regard? So one example is Eliza Locklemore. I was struggling like the first 100 to 200 pages. Then I was like, oh man, do I really want to keep going with this? But I've heard so much about it that I was determined at the time to keep reading. That eventually became a 5-star and I loved everything about it towards the end. That's like a rare thing where like a book has surprised me that much. I usually never know when something's gonna absolutely be a 5 stars, but I know around page 100 if I'm gonna DNF it or not. Considering books that you've rated 5 stars in the past, do you think you would feel the same way about them now? Why or why not? Well, of course they're always the same. My opinions, though they may be old, are always right. Actually, I'm not talking about you. I love you. You're a 5 star. Even when I'm gonna be 150, you'll be 5-star. You'll be buried in my casket. I promise you that. But thinking back on like old, like basically middle school to high school reads, I loved the Ranger Apprentice books. Like they really helped ignite the fantasy love with me. Oh my gosh. It introduced so many characters that I still have a soft spot for to this day. But it's a long series. There's like 13 books in this series, 8 in the spin-off series, like 5 in another spin-off series. It's a good world and cast you can get into, but they're really like episodic books. There's no like overall narrative. And that's one thing that's like keeping me from rereading them, because I know I probably won't enjoy them that much if I don't have a certain goal to look forward to towards the end. And honestly, it's really the same routine. Like our main characters go on an adventure. They say some really funny things. Like it has a lot of dry humor and I love it. They face some peril, the villain dies, they come back home. It's the same thing. Basically every other book. But I still do recommend the series. It's very nice. I don't remember it being this small though. I'm feeling like a rereading fire rekindling me, but I'm scared. What if I don't like it anymore? This tag has ignited fears in me. And y'all, that is it. If you feel called upon to be tagged, you are tagged. This is going to be a nice little short video because editor is stupid and is falling behind on her job. Get on it.
Oh, I can't, because remember, someone stole the laptop. You've played yourself.
So I need something short and quick to post on Tuesday, but I got my wrap up for January coming up. You'll like it. I get very angry in that video. You'll like it. Till then, y'all, stay reading, my friends. Read Eldest, read The Ranger's Apprentice. Just go read. I don't judge.